Hey teachers, so today's tech tip is going to be a quick demo of Loom. You may have heard of it. If you have not, you might be thinking, what the heck is that? It is very simply one of those apps or programs that allows you to record your screen. So you may have heard of or used something like Screencastify before, or Screencast-O-Matic is another one. Flipgrid has an option where you can do that. The iPad has its own screen recording option. There are always a million ways to do something, but if you know anything at all about me, I only share the things with teachers and students that I think are the most user-friendly and the most relevant to our lives. So I have really grown to love Loom for its simplicity. It's very easy to learn. So you might be wondering, what on earth might I use this for? Lots of options to record your screen. So any kind of a tutorial or demonstration, right? You want to demonstrate for your students how to log into a given program that, is relevant to your content. Or you want to show them, your Google slideshow that you presented. You can record whatever is on your screen, any kind of a tutorial or demonstration, and then it's accessible to them. You can post it in Google Classroom, you can email it to them, you can share it with parents, you can share it with colleagues. It just becomes this shortcut. And for me, again, it's very easy to use, but it makes it a little bit more personal. It takes away some of the stress or annoyingness of typing something over and over again in an email. And it cuts out that repetition. So if you know you're going to have 2, 3, 5, 25 kids asking you how to log into something, make a video one time, and then you've got it, and you can share it, to a whole class. You can, email it out individually as needed. It just cuts out some of that repetition that, really, who has time for that? It will, what the beginning. So first things first, let's get into it. The first thing is it's a Chrome extension, right? So if you go to the Google Chrome Web Store, you would search for the word Loom, L-O-O-M, and download it from the web store. And what happens is it turns into a shortcut. All these Chrome extensions I think we've talked about before are like mini apps, and they're designed to, sort of enhance the functionality of Chrome. So this icon is the icon for Loom, and right now you can see that red dot sort of flashing on it because I'm actually using Loom and it's recording. So I couldn't show you the initial screen of what it looks like to start up a Loom because I'm doing one right now. So I screen captured the initial, startup screen. And I like that it gives you a couple of options. You can choose to have your screen displayed as well as yourself. If you're teaching a lesson, perhaps you want to be visible to your kids. This is resizable. You can enlarge yourself. Yikes, we're going to shrink that right back down. And this feature is also movable. So as you're demonstrating, it happens to me all the time where, the thing I want the kids to click on lives down here and my stupid head is blocking it, right? So we've got to move it out of the way. So anytime you need to while you're presenting, you can move the camera icon. However, if you don't want to be on camera at all and you just want to record what's on your screen, that's an option as well. And I like that this is an option, cam only. It allows us to, just quick record a response to somebody, just a little video like FaceTime, between you and your students or you and a colleague, and you can, save that video and fire it off in an email. It gives you the option of displaying your full desktop or just the tab that you're looking at. You might want to choose current tab only if you get a lot of notifications that an email just came in, and while you're recording, you don't want to distract your students with, any kind of personal pop-ups that may come up. You might choose current tab. I often just select full desktop. The microphone audio make sure that that is toggled on. And for most of us, the camera and mic are the default. But of course, if you needed to change that because you had some external, camera or mic, you can certainly select that. A couple of other options here. You can, choose not to have a recording countdown, for example. But as soon as you're ready, you hit start recording, and then your screen starts to look like this, right? So here's my, Google Slides presentation, my face, and, some controls here. So the X is going to say, like, I want to do over. The pause is if I have to stop and cough or something like that, or just want to, catch my breath and figure out where I'm going next, hit pause. And the green check mark is what you click when you're all set. You have finished recording, you're going to hit the green check mark, and then a screen pops up that shows you your video. It might take a second to process. And you'll see the video sort of in the upper left corner. And Loom itself is like a host. It will store all of the videos that you've created for you. It gives you the opportunity, however, to share the link. So if it's something you wanted to post in your Google Classroom or send it an email or whatever it was, you have a link, a URL that you can share with others. And it, of course, gives you a space to, change the title so that it's something that makes sense inside that library of Loom. I would always title it before you close out. There are not a lot of editing options inside Loom. Some of the other applications out there like Screencastify have a little bit more advanced editing options. However, if you are just sort of getting your feet wet and you really just want to practice screen recording or recording a message to a student, just record it. And it does allow you, I think the only editing option is trim. So if there was something where, you had a coughing fit or you really stumbled over your words for 5 seconds, you can trim that piece of it out. But for the most part, there's not a whole lot of editing. You can't add additional images or, a start screen or an end screen or anything like that. Really, all you can do is kind of keep it as is. And like I said, once you're ready to share, the finished product, you can grab the URL and copy and paste it. If you have a website, you can also grab the embed code and embed your video in there. You can share it directly to social media or share it directly to Gmail. It will open up an email message for you and embed your video right in there. So I hope that this gives just a tiny taste of how, beneficial Loom can be, for a teacher, especially during this whole distance learning time. If you have any questions at all, of course, you know where to find me.